Ryan, let's jump into it. The schedule came out. I gave you what I thought the Lions are going to do. 12-5 was the number for me. I had them losing to the Ravens, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Rams. I'm going to let you go through your predictions for the season. Here it is, Ryan Ermanni.
We're putting it up on the screen, Ryan, although you can't see it.
I can't see it, but I do have the schedule in front of me. Guys, look, I have 12-5, and I did this exercise. I sat there and I racked my brain about which teams, which games I think they're going to lose, and I literally think they can go 17-0.
We always do.
We always do. I mean, which game do you think that the other team is going to be better than them? I just don't see a game on the schedule where I think that team's roster is better than the Lions. However, this is the NFL, and that's just not how it works. It's almost like a story, and here the Lions are going to get off to a good story. They're going to get off to a win. I've got them beating Green Bay on the road, but then I've got them coming home in week 2 and losing to the Bears.
What?
Week 2.
Home opener? What?
Hold on. We let you guys talk.
I have them losing to the Bears. Something about a week 2 loss that the Lions, they're just going to come back. Ben Johnson's going to be all charged up. And Ben gets the best of Dan Campbell in this spot. I think the Lions lose to the Bears there. Then I've got them beating the Browns, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Bucs.
And don't forget the Ravens to start that. You got them beating the Ravens in Baltimore to start that run.
Got them beating them, yes. Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Chiefs, Bucs. So I've got a nice little win streak there. And then I've got them losing to the Vikings. I've got a Week 8 loss to the Vikings there.
Week 9.
J.J. McCarthy. Is that their – okay, Week 9. I get the weeks screwed up because there's that bye week in Week 8.
Correct.
Okay, so I've got them losing to the Vikings at home. Then I've got them losing to the Commanders and the Eagles, guys. 3 straight losses.
Wow.
It'll be their first back-to-back series of losses since 2022. I mean, do we think that they are going to go another season without back-to-back losses? I mean, just
I don't.
As forget about the teams and who they're playing and all that stuff. Do you think the Lions are going to go through another full calendar schedule without losing back-to-back games?
Yes.
Anybody?
I said no.
Okay.
I do. I believe so.
I don't hate it. Just 2 in a row. Maz, what about you?
I don't see it, Rye. I don't see 3 in a row. That's for sure. You know what? 2 in a row for sure could happen. And you're entitled to your call here on this one. Like I told Bray, he's entitled to his call.
Can I ask one question, Ryan?
And Anson.
And this question isn't just for you; it's for everybody. It's the Baltimore game, and this is the only question I have. Do the Lions have a game where they've gone on the road and beat a team as good as Baltimore with a quarterback that is what he is in the Baltimore Ravens, and even a coach in John Harbaugh, who is a Super Bowl winning coach? Name me the game, and then you can get me behind it. And before you say the Chiefs, coming off a championship, there was no Travis Kelce and no Chris Jones. And then for 10 games, that Chiefs team, you didn't even know if they were going to be in the playoffs or not. So please don't parade the Kansas City Chiefs from 2 seasons ago in the opener in this equation. What is the team that the Lions have gone on the road, and after they won that game, you said, damn, they beat insert player here, insert team here, insert coach here. The Lions still don't have that game. And so if you're telling me it's going to be Baltimore, then maybe they'll get their first one. But because they don't have that yet, I can't put them against a team that not only doesn't lose to the NFC, they playing at home. That's my issue with the Baltimore game. If you can name me a team, then maybe I'll shut up.
So I was going to name the Chiefs before you said I couldn't name the Chiefs. But then I guess I would say, who did they lose to, though? Because they really haven't had that opportunity. I mean, they haven't played Hurts on the road. They haven't played Lamar on the road. They haven't played who else would you put in that category? I'm just trying to think of, like, what game that would be where they even have that opportunity.
I forgot who they lost to last year.
Describing.
Who were their 2 losses last year?
Bucks and Buffalo.
Buffalo.
But Buffalo was here because Buffalo be the first team like a Buffalo, like
okay.
You insert the teams, but
you said
Ryan's point.
You said road team. You're saying though when
exactly.
I'm just trying to think of when they played a game on the road when they even had that opportunity.
They played the Baltimore Ravens on the road and got their ass whooped by 40 points.
That was terrible.
40 points.
2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe I'll take the Philly game and go get lost in Baltimore. I just let 11 and 6.
No, I'm joking. Just swap them. Just swap them.
So go ahead, finish your schedule now.
Okay, so I've got 3 straight losses. Okay, I've got 3 straight losses. Vikings at home, Commanders on the road, Eagles on the road. I love Washington. I think that is going to be a hell of a place to play. And something about Philly. Philly, I think, is going to take a step back this year. To be honest with you guys, I couldn't go 13-4. Not with the schedule. I just couldn't do 13-4. So maybe, if there was a swap out, could I give the Eagles? Could I make the Lions game against the Eagles a win and Baltimore a loss? I just couldn't go 13-4. So I've got them losing to the Eagles. I do think Philly's going to take a step back, though. I think Washington's going to win that division. And I think Dallas is going to be much improved this year, too, by the way, even though I cannot stand their coach. So I don't know why I'm saying that. Then I've got wins, Giants, Packers, Cowboys. I've got them losing in LA to the Rams and then beating the Steelers and the Vikings to close it out. 12-5. I do have them winning the NFC North, and I have them winning the NFC and winning the Super Bowl. I think this is the year. And I think it's going to be a little bit rockier than it has been in the past. If you tell a story in the season, I think we're all going to, if my win-loss schedule pans out, we're all going to be jumping off a bridge. Oh, the Lions suck. Dan Campbell doesn't know what he's doing without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. They're going to lose 3 games in a row, and we're all going to be calling for everybody's heads. And then they're going to right the ship. And then they're going to go into the playoffs. And then they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's what I've got.
Ryan, you think the one thing I think will be different this year, even when, let's say the Lions lose 3 in a row, like you said, I know it'd be crazy around here, but I think because they were 15-2 last season and it did nothing for them in the playoffs, I think people this year, they won't jump off the bridge per se if they see a loss or 2. It's like, all right, look, we know they're not going to go undefeated. We know they went 15-2 last year, and what did it do for them? Absolutely nothing, but got them a bye week that they didn't take advantage of. I don't think people are going to go as crazy if they lose 2 games in a row, if they win 11 or 12 games, because regular season doesn't really matter. Can you get into the postseason, as D. Campbell likes to say?
There's no question, Brad. I'll tell you one of the things that, I don't know if you can quantify this. You as a former player might be able to explain it a little bit better, but it's like a compounding, you know how in finance we talk about compounding interest, where your money just kind of keeps building and building and building? Well, it's like when you play good teams like this, it's like a compounding pounding. These guys are going to have to play every single week. Every single week, they're going to have to show up and play their best. This schedule is among the top 3 most difficult schedules in football, and I just think those poundings add up over time. So I'm not sure what the end of the season is going to be like, or what the middle of the season is going to be like, but the toll that playing this schedule is going to take on these players' bodies, I think is going to be a storyline that is a little bit underwritten about or not talked about enough, because this is not just an isolated game on, a week 2 or a week 8 or a week 12. I think all these games have a cumulative effect on how well they're going to be playing at the end of the season. And that part scares me a little bit about this season.
Ryan, real quick, I think a 3-game losing streak would not be bad for this team, especially in the mid-season where they get a chance to rebound from it and really hit the playoffs cooking. But
I totally agree with you, Anthony. That's kind of what, like I think it will help propel them to go win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm not saying like they're going to lose 3 games and they suck and they're out of the playoffs. I mean, I'm saying they're going to lose 3 games and go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Champions always go through adversity, and while you're talking about your Super Bowl pick there, I'm just curious, are you choosing the Chargers or Jim Harbaugh to make the Super Bowl?
Both. I think the Chargers have improved their team, offensive line, run game. I think this is in the absolute mold of a Jim Harbaugh team. I think the schedule that the Chargers play are among the weakest in football. I think that will help them, and I think everything's going to come into play here for Harbaugh. I mean, it is something different. I think it would be easy to pick the Chiefs again or the Ravens again, but I'm going to go with the Chargers.
The Fighting Jimmies.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
All right. Hey, Ryan, before we let you go, tell everybody what you're on your way to do for Fox 2.
So we have an awesome opportunity because IndyCar is now on Fox. Every single IndyCar race is on Fox.
Chris Myers, you're not good.
Well, that's NASCAR. He does NASCAR.
Okay.
We have NASCAR on Fox as well, but IndyCar, where we have the Detroit Grand Prix in a couple of weeks on Fox 2, and of course the Indy 500. I mean, that is the Super Bowl of IndyCar, right? I mean, the Indianapolis 500, it doesn't get any bigger than this, and this weekend is qualifying here at Indy. Next week or over Memorial Weekend is the Indy 500, so we're going to get to do some really cool stuff here at the track, at the Brickyard, and it's going to be cool.
Hey,
we're here all weekend, and it's a blessing.
Have a great trip, and we'll see you next week, my friend.
You got it. Love you guys.
Love you, buddy. Ryan Ermanni on his way to Indy in the Brickyard.
Tigers, baby. Tigers.
Tigers and Lions, baby. And Knicks.
Oh, you had to sneak the Knicks in there. I had to sneak those guys in there. Appreciate you, Ryan.
Let me sneak a couple of super chats in here before we get to
some
Maz's
good ones,
prediction.
man.
Yep. Starting the second half off right, guys. Again, get those super chats in. If we hit the mark I got in my head here, I'm going to double down on this prize pack. Woo. Polo Boy 248, y'all make me feel like I'm back home. That's what we do here. Detroiters travel well, and Woodward is always there for you wherever you're at. Mike Reed, I want Lions versus Commanders rematch. You're going to get one of those in the regular season, but wouldn't mind seeing that in the playoffs either. Dan Fly, a healthy Lions team, not that Red Cross team from last year, and we beat the Ravens. I'm going to agree with that one as well. And Michigander 12-12, I will bet anyone that the Lions don't lose back-to-back games. Lions going to the bye 6-1, and they finish 13-4, and it sounds like Ryan will take your bet.
Yeah, no.
Lions fans.
Yeah. Ryan makes a valid point. Look, it's not, the lack of trust in the Detroit Lions or they've taken a step down. It's a real deal. You're going to have to put that medal on the line at the highest level for 18 weeks in a row. Bye week, even bye week, you're not playing, but are you getting better? Are you doing the right things? Are you dialing in? Are you fixing things that haven't necessarily gone your way in the first 7 weeks? It's tough. I've been on teams that were really good, but you still just lose some games, and the teams you shouldn't even been there. Yep. When we played in 2010, my second year with the Jets, the hard knock year, in my opinion, we were the best team in the AFC. It's no mistake we beat the Patriots twice that year and beat Peyton Manning, sent himself home. Yep. We were better than all those teams, in my estimation. But sometimes you get nicks and bruises here. You get the mindset here. You get a team that's just on. Like, we played the Green Bay Packers and nothing went right for us. Like, defense held it down. Offensively, it's just one of those games. Like, offensive line is a holding penalty here that negates a touchdown. There's an interception because this happened off the backside because you had a backup running back. Things happen throughout the course of the season. Games you shouldn't even lose. You're gonna lose. It is just the NFL. That's why it's only been done twice. And one of those teams didn't even win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's the nature of the beast when you play this game.
Are you ready for mine?
Let's get it, man.
Before you do, Michigander 12-12 is in again. I will never trust E&E predictions. In 22, y'all predicted 6-11. 23, y'all said 10-7.
Y'all.
I don't know what
24,
show he was
y'all
watching.
said 11-6 or 12-5, consistently underselling this team.
Hold on.
Are you underselling
Hold
this
on.
team, Matt?
Hold on. If you're gonna come on here and you're gonna come with some receipts, please be correct. Because in 2022, I said 6-11, 100%. In 23, I said 13 wins. They won 12. Last year, I said 11 and they won 15. So this 6 and 3
I don't think
and
anybody
9.
said 15 last year.
Exactly. So pipe down and relax.
Yeah,
But we do appreciate the
Hold
super
on.
chat.
Let me ask a question.
How many times have you been wrong?
Hold on. Here's a better question. What was your prediction in 22 when they were coming off a 3-13-1 season?
Yeah.
Well,
And then they started 0-6, mind you.
I think the
Relax,
thing that he's,
relax.
But the thing he's really trying to convey is something that made me go from 11-6 to 12-5, and something that I think everyone in Detroit and nationally is doing. They're at 10.5, over and under win total right now, and it's consistently underselling this team. It's not just E&E.
Yeah.
It's really everybody.
But we got them at 12 wins. Where's the undersell? Last year I had them at 12, and the year before I had them at 13.
It's a 20% regression, bro.
Where's the undersell?
Lions fans don't like that.
That's all good. Speaking of Lions fans, Tom Hazelwood.
Let me set you guys straight, all right, Pete? Pop it on up there, folks. It's
You guys.
It's
straight.
15 wins last year. This team is as good as last year, or maybe better. They won 15 games with 22 guys on the DL, or IL, or IR, whatever you want to call it. They're going 13-4 this year. 13-4. And let's start it off with 2 straight wins over your 2 division rivals. They're going to beat Green Bay again. I think it's 3 years now in running. Bears are going to get smacked in the face at home. Sure, they should have beat us on Thanksgiving last year. And yes, thank you to Matt Eberflus. They lost that clock game. Ben Johnson won't let that happen, but it ain't going to be that close for us to worry. So 2-0. We're going to lose to the Ravens on Monday Night Football, but it's going to be a lot better game than it was a couple of years ago. You go back home against the Browns. Come on. We're going to beat Joe Flacco. On the road to Cincinnati, I'm going to make sure I'm at this game. And I'm going to take my kid, Abby, who loves Joe Burrow. And we're going to out-offense them. We're going to outscore them that game. We're going to beat the Bengals, both teams in the 40s in that game. And then we come home and we take a little bit of a rest for the week, come back at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday Night Football. I say Kansas City nips the Lions like we nipped them a couple of years ago to start that season. Come back on Monday Night Football and beat the Buccaneers. Should have beat them last year. We had our worst offensive game. Jared Goff had his worst game as a Lion. Dan Campbell called his worst game as a head coach. I was at that game in the end zone, and they should have won that game easily. Remember when they kicked on 4th down and 2 from the 2-yard line? They kicked the field goal. Come on, man. That's not Dan Campbell football. And he admitted that he screwed up that game. Then they have the bye. So at the bye, I've got them 5-2 at the bye.
Tommy, you have them beating the Chiefs.
Oh, I do.
You have them beating the Chiefs.
Oh, my God. I changed that last minute. That's
Right.
why.
Okay.
I changed that last minute.
I was waiting
Yes,
to call
sir.
y'all. Good job.
Thank you, Pete.
You got it, buddy.
So what do I got? I got one
6-1.
loss, 6-1
Yep.
at the break. Come back. We beat the Vikings. Home game right after the break. You got to win that. So you go to 7-1. Go to Washington. And this is the game I'm looking forward to the most. I can't wait to beat the Commanders.
Revenge.
And beat their ass. Okay? And beat their ass.
Prediction?
So we win that
Pain.
game. Pain. We go to Philly, Sunday Night Football, or is that a Monday night game? I think it's a Monday night
It's a
game.
Monday.
They lose that game. Again, they're going to be in every game. No one's blowing this team out. I'll give Philly the win. They're the champs. Come back and beat the Giants. Thanksgiving, we're beating the Packers again. We own you. We're going to put the belt on, a discount double-check belt that Aaron Rodgers used to rock. We're going to beat the Cowboys on that Thursday night prime game because we owe the Cowboys. We're going to go to L.A., and we're going to throw one to Matthew Stafford. He gets his revenge, in quotes. But we'll meet again in the playoffs. Don't you worry. And then we're going to beat the Steelers. We're going to beat the Vikings in Minnesota on Christmas Day. We're going to lock up the division.
Jingle bell,
We're going to rest teams. The next week, we're going to rest our players. And the Bears are going to win
Jingle all
to
the
sneak
way.
into the playoffs at Soldier Field. Lions go 13-4. They win the division. They win their playoff games, and they beat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Buffalo goes 0-5.
Oh.
We go 1-0.
Lions fans.
Thank you, Sheila.
Oh, my God.
That's what I got, guys. 13-4 and a Super Bowl over the Bills.
Anthony, I want you to go first because I got something after.
You know, the Bills, I predict the Lions will make the Super Bowl this year. I have not chosen who I think will be there. I think the Bills just continue to be that sexy choice that I don't think the NFL wants to see the two armpits of the United States in a Super Bowl facing off against each other. I mean, you have the most losing franchise basically during the Super Bowl area, and then you also have the franchise that has lost 4 Super Bowls. So from a financial standpoint, I don't see the Bills being there, but they are certainly set up to get there.
Maz, this is my only thing as your family walks in. What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing?
It's a massage chair.
We got some graduates probably joining. I know,
Eddie.
right? Got the fro going. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I like the outfit too, man. You
My
know,
family's
it's
in.
my favorite color.
Hey, everybody, get behind me here for a second.
Everybody get behind Maz.
Look at the camera
as
here.
I tell
Gotta
him
get
about
over
his
my
pick.
shoulder. Come on, Chris. Come on, Matt. Come on, Jenna.
Let me
Eddie.
zoom out.
Here we
Hey,
go.
listen. This is part of my family. I got my wife, Kathy, my daughters, Abby and Maddie. Lily's in Europe. And I have my sister,
She living
Christine.
the good life, boy.
I got Christine in here with her hubby, Eddie, my brother-in-law, my nephew, Matt, and his fiancée, who's going to be my niece, Jenna. We love them all. They're visiting for Maddie's graduation from Bishop Foley and Abby's 21st birthday. So
Shout out to the Catholic schools. I graduated from Bishop Gallagher,
Yep.
man. So it's a little love right there, Bishop Gallagher, Bishop Foley.
we got a
Shout out.
busy weekend coming up, but they were just touring Birmingham.
It sucks that they came at a time where I got to tell you were wrong.
I know.
I
Go
got
ahead.
to tell you were wrong about
You
your
guys
pick.
go make yourselves comfy.
No. You guys can sit on the couch and make yourself at home.
You got the chair,
This is
you
a
got the
nice,
couch.
fun, easy flowing show. I don't have a problem with the 13-4. At the end of the day, the Lions are a damn good team. If they go 13-4, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. For all of you individuals that keep saying they won 15 games, it's 15-2, the 15-2. They beat the Jaguars, who were 4-13.
Woo!
They beat the Titans, who were 3-14.
Yes, scored 50 on both
They
of them.
beat the 49ers 6-11. The Bears, if they would have beat the Bears, if the Bears would have beat the Lions twice, they still would have been 6 games under 500. You look at the records of these teams, 7-2 were the Cowboys. They were horrible. So when you look at the totality of the wins, yes, 15-2. You beat the teams that are in front of you, but you can't get so caught up in the number. They were great. They were 15-2, and they didn't have their players. Look at the winnings that you had. Look at the teams that you got those wins against. And yes, you play the teams in front of you, but let's not act like on that schedule there were the Baltimore Ravens that you played this year, the Kansas City Chiefs that you played this year, the Cincinnati Bengals that you played this year. You can talk about the defense. They still put up 38 a game. That's something that you're going to have to contend with. So it's not the 15 wins. It's the who did you play.
While the chat is thinking that we're disrespecting the Lions, Dexter James, Super Chat, I just went through the Vikings, Bears, and Packers schedule, and I really can't see any of them getting over 10 wins. But we got to win our division games. Hey, put some respect on the NFC North, okay? The Vikings, nobody expected them to win 10 games, and they were a hell of a squad last year. I think they have a better quarterback under center this season. And the Packers, all they did was get better in the offseason, too. This is going to be a hell of a divisional dogfight. So assuming that none of these teams in that division are going to win 10 games, then why are you assuming the Lions are going to win 14?
That's fair. That's 100% fair. Pete, you got anything to say about Maz's his schedule, his 13? Because he is the predictor that had the most wins.
I tell you what, I do have a lot to say about his schedule, Maz. I'm going to tell you
Pete.
something right now, my man. You got it. I think you got it right. I think you hit this one on the absolute noggin, dude. Especially with the at Chiefs, at Bengals. No offense, Braylon. Braylon, you know more about football than I do. I just think the Bengals, the defense for the Bengals might give that one away. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But Maz, tell you what, man. There's one correction I would like to make.
What do you got?
You know me,
I
dude.
guarantee I know what
You
it
want
is.
to talk about revenge?
Rams.
Let's get rid of that loss to the Eagles, Tommy.
Yeah.
Take that loss to the Eagles off because they are going into Philadelphia and they are going to smoke the
Why
Eagles,
the revenge,
baby.
though? You said talk about revenge.
Oh, you know
Why
what?
would
I
that be
didn't mean revenge. I guess to say like what would have happened. This would have been like the what would have happened last year. The
We're the
Lions are going to
best in the
serve a
NFC.
dish. They're going to serve a cold dish cold.
It should have been us. Kind of essentially, it should have been us. Type
Should have
deal.
been us, yeah.
Fair enough.
Well,
Fair
the what
enough.
would have happened game. That's the only change I make with you, Tommy. I have them with 3 losses this year.
Oh, nice. I like it.
There you go, buddy.
I like it.
I see Dr. Pierce floating in the building. This is just a crowded studio today, man.
It's a great studio today.
This is the place to be.
It's the place to be.